Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR Today for Monday, March 8th, 2021. I'm the man they call Meathead. Let's bring her in right away. It's the lovely Linda Kay. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, Meathead. Wow, I thought last night's pay-per-view was #tremendous for several reasons.
Nice. Well, we're going to get into that, but let's talk about sponsors first. Let's get that in there. And Linda, I sent you a picture yesterday. That shirt wasn't actually meant for my daughter. It was meant for me. My collar and elbow stuff came in. I've been practicing my Festus face. My kids have been doing the Festus face with the tongue hanging out. But I got my gear. Thank you, Uncle Al. I wish you would have, took care of me and told me that free shipping was coming after I placed my order. But it's okay. I want to take care of collar and elbow brand, and I want you to get your gear with PWR 360. Save yourself 10%. Right now they got a huge special. Like I said, shipping is free. I think it was orders over 40. Something like that. Get on over to collarandelbowbrand.com and check out the deal that they got going on there. It's a spring clear out sale, and they got a lot of new stuff as well. Plus, manscaped.com gets silky smooth. Coming up in Milwaukee today, it's supposed to be in the low 60s. Spring is right around the corner. Don't worry, we still got the snow pile over at Walmart's, but the spring is on its way. Get silky smooth. Use code PWR. Save 20% on everything at manscaped.com. All right, Linda, let's not goof around here. Let's talk about last night's big pay-per-view, and let's talk about AEW Revolution. You said it was #tremendous. I have to agree. First off, we're going to skip right to the new signee, okay, and then we'll run down the card. What were your predictions? Before we talk about who it is, what was your prediction?
Wow. I mean, there were so many thoughts that came to mind. I mean, I know the internet was going crazy for possibly CM Punk. Could it be a former WWE Hall of Famer? I know Paul White was saying Hall of Fame worthy, but did that mean an actual person in the Hall of Fame or one that, in WWE's or gosh, right. I'm not even sure. Like, there were so many things that ran through my mind. I was thinking maybe even Jeff Hardy. I was just thinking of who's currently hasn't been used on TV lately on WWE, because you got to believe it was somebody that was from WWE at some point. Right. That would have been, and lo and behold, Christian Cage.
At last, he's on. Wait, he's a former Impact champion, so he's not on his own for the first time. He's on his own for the second time. without his buddy Edge. But Christian Cage, Christian from WWE, Christian Cage is now All Elite, and his tag, his marquee line was "won't outwork me, can't outwork me," or it was something along the lines outwork everyone. There you go.
Yeah.
Christian is in All Elite Wrestling. Your thoughts on what they're going to do with him and where we're going with him?
Man, I mean, it was such a surprise. Like, his name did not cross my mind at all as far as who it could possibly be, especially since there were rumors or speculation that he was signing a new contract with WWE post-Rumble, and this is a shocker to me. I mean, we definitely saw from the Rumble how well he can still work in the ring. I mean, thankfully, with his previous injury, he's now clear to work again, and I think he looks great. But as far as his role, I would just have to wonder who he would be feuding with. I think with such a huge announcement and lead up to this announcement, he's got to be a regular player in the ring, at least, versus Sting, the several promos and maybe matches here and there. I think he'll be used on a weekly basis. Gotta believe it with this lead up.
Gotta believe it. All right, so let's talk about the pay-per-view. Real quick, we'll do buy-in, and then we'll go to the proper pay-per-view. The buy-in was Rio and Thunder Rosa taking on Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and to be announced, Reba, Rebel, whatever you're calling her. It even says her in her intro, not Rebel.
Yeah.
She comes out on a crutch, not crutches. So, Britt Baker says that Tony Khan was going to make her work. Britt Baker found the Jaguars team doctor and agreed with her and says that she doesn't have to work. So Maki Ito from Japan, she was a big player in the Women's Eliminator Tournament, is now Britt Baker's partner in this match. Your thoughts on Maki Ito making it into All Elite?
Well, she's definitely a different face to bring on to most of the AEW viewing audience, unless you watched the YouTube features with the Japanese side of that women's tournament.
Yeah.
But I mean, a pleasant surprise, I guess, a new face. Yeah, that's all I really have.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, we know what's out there on the internet, right? We're not going to take her name down and say what maybe others have said about her. Here's what I saw. I saw a girl that got a good response from the 15% capacity or whatever number they were. I think I heard that they were going to have about 1,500 in the building, including Uncle Al was at the show last night.
Yes.
I believe our good friend Drew Dalla was at the show as well. I thought I saw some pictures from ringside, and DDP and others at the show. So I enjoyed her work, and we'll see what else she has to offer in the women's division in AEW. The winners of the match were Baker and Ito defeating Thunder Rosa and Riho. So it was a good match to get it going. That was on the buy-in, which was available free on YouTube. So I was happy. It also reminded me, hey, dummy, you haven't ordered the pay-per-view yet. You should probably go get it. Well, yeah, let me go get this pay-per-view right quick. So I was happy. And to be honest, opening up the Revolution pay-per-view, I thought they picked a really good match. It was the Young Bucks, and it was Chris Jericho and MJF, the AEW Tag Team Championship on the line, out at ringside. Wardlow, excuse me. There was a lot of super kicks in this match, and there was some teasing, and they've been teasing this a pretty long time. And that's one of AEW's things is they don't rush into an angle, a switch, a change, a turn, like maybe a WWE does. But they've been teasing issues with Jericho and Wardlow and MJF and Inner Circle. I mean, we lost Sammy Guevara. Your winners of the match, the Young Bucks, after a series of super kicks to MJF, just taking turns on him. And then they finished off Jericho with the Meltzer driver for the successful title defense. Your thoughts on the Bucks defeating Jericho and MJF?
Going into this match, I really wasn't sure who would come out as champions, just because the whole thing with MJF joining Inner Circle was such a huge deal for the last couple months. So I thought, with the changes going on with Inner Circle, Sammy being gone, that this was time for the tag titles to come to Inner Circle with Wwe Champion and MJF. It didn't happen, and as you mentioned, there was the miscue with Jericho and Wardlow. So for something to kind of happen, or as far as some tension, if you will, with MJF and Wardlow against Jericho or any other members besides Sammy Guevara, of course, I think it's kind of premature right now. I mean, Jericho and MJF as a tag team is still pretty fresh, so I'd want to see that go a little longer without any increased tension going on within Inner Circle. But overall, I mean, it was a great match. I mean, Jericho in any match, he's gold. So yeah, it was a great way to open up the official pay-per-view. 1,500
really sounded great singing. I know Matthew has said he's kind of over them singing Judas because a lot of times it was the wrestlers singing Judas, but to have that 1,500 in the building singing Judas made it a lot better. I'm not over it anymore because I got to hear the fans singing Judas instead of having, paid talent on the ringside singing his song. So no, I was happy to see it, and I thought they picked the right people to open up the show with and get you kind of hyped and get you ready for the rest of the night. Tag Team Casino Royal. Holy smokes, there was a lot of people in this. From what I believe, the count was 15 tag teams. 15 of them were coming in. I do like, because they don't do this in WWE with the Royal Rumble or anything else. They kind of manipulate the time a little bit. They don't tell you, and then all of a sudden, oh, look at that. There's a counter up there again. They had the counter on the little video screen that's usually in the middle, like where Cody comes out. And they had the video counter right there the whole time. So there was no doubt, no confusion of how much time you have left until the next team is coming out.
Yeah.
A couple things to mention in this. I mean, there was 3 different teams from the Dark Order. He had the retired Christopher Daniels. That's a joke from my friend Drew Dalla there. You had the team of Natural Nightmares, Dustin and QT Marshall. QT Marshall eliminates himself, then spits at Dustin and leaves. You had the Seidel brothers, Matt and oh my God, Matt and Mike and Matt, the Seidel brothers. And I really enjoyed Butcher and the Blade, a new tag team as well. They were called, what were they called? The Grizzlies, I think we talked about it.
The Bear.
Bear Country, that's what they were called. I cannot wait to see a match between Bear Country and Butcher and the Blade. Just, 3 out of 4 beefy dudes, and then, Blade is just, that dude is just jacked. So I really thought this match at the end was built for Jungle Boy Jack Perry to win and overcome the odds against the Death Triangle team of Pac and Ray Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, but unfortunately they eliminate Jungle Boy at the end. The team that wins is Death Triangle. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, overall, definitely a lot of action. I thought, was it Pretty Picture with Pretty Peter? I thought maybe they could have gone longer in the match. But
Pretty Peter's probably not going that long on anything these days. So
it's funny. But there was that sequence between Ray Phoenix and Jungle Boy. I'm a fan of both. I've loved Jungle Boy from the start. I love that he's getting, I feel, more of the spotlight out of Jurassic Express as of late. Mm-hmm. And of course, the fans chanting along to his theme song. Baltimore, Tarzan Boy. Whoa. Old Listerine commercial, circa late 80s. Look it up, guys.
Look it up.
But it coming down to the two of them, you knew there'd be a lot of action getting to that finish. And Ray Phoenix and Pac, I think they can definitely make things happen and shake things up in the tag team division as well.
Who else looked good was Johnny Hungy and Alex Reynolds. From the Dark Order. I still don't understand why. I understand why. Let's separate these two from a business standpoint, from a PWR Today analyst standpoint. I understand why they're a face. The whole Dark Order is a face group right now. But as a fan, I don't understand why John Silver and Alex Reynolds are on a team of 10 people that are all faces now, because the Dark Order wasn't meant to be a fun club. Mm-hmm. But John Silver and Alex Reynolds were already getting that face pop stuff anyway. So
mainly it was John really that really.
Yeah, Johnny Hungy. So, yeah. All right. Well, hey, Pac and Ray Phoenix are going to get a shot at the tag team titles against the Young Bucks. AEW Women's World Championship, Hikaru Shida, Ryo Mizunami. I practiced, by the way, folks, before we got on the air. I practiced that. Ryo Mizunami, really a good match. And the thing I'm going to take away from this more than anything else, Linda, I told you off the air before we got here, was that my younger daughter wanted to watch this match with me because she saw two girls wrestling. And I said, that young lady is from Japan. She won a tournament there. And that young lady, I believe, is also from Japan, but she wrestles on the American side. She goes, okay. Well, which one do we want? I'm like, let's root for Shida. She goes, okay. And she learned very quick how to do the yay, boo, yay, boo, yay, boo. So whenever there was exchanges, she was yaying for Shida, booing for Mizunami. That's something I'll take away. Your winner of the match, Shida, wins and defends the title.
Yeah. I guess a lot of us didn't feel that Maki darn it.
Maki Ito.
No, Maki's from the beginning. This is Mizunami.
Excuse me.
Was going to win just because a lot of us just got our first intro to her via this tournament. Obviously, Shida's been a strong champion for a very long time. It's been almost a year now. And, I think a lot of us felt that she would retain, which she did. But great match still, great display. And then, obviously, the shenanigans after the match.
The Rose, Vicky Guerrero, Britt Baker, and then Rebel came out. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to be on a crutch.
Oh, yeah. We did get Makito back, though.
Yep. Fighting. And then they continued to attack until Thunder Rosa made the save. So what I was impressed with, Shida defended Mizunami after the heels were attacking her. So I was pretty happy with that. The only thing I didn't like about this, the announcers had no idea the finish was going to happen, and it was anticlimactic, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was a great match.
Yeah. But then, again, the shenanigans afterward kind of made up for that, I guess. Yeah.
Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor taking on Miro and Kip Sabian. Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor were doing the pre-match interview, getting ready to go out, and are attacked instantly. Chuck Taylor's face goes through the glass of a door, and Miro grabs him and says, "Now play my music." That was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. And he dragged him out there. So
that's the Miro we love.
Yeah, that's the Miro that we're missing.
Yes.
This match was built to build Miro. Absolutely. And he got the accolade finisher on Taylor for the submission victory.
I mean,
there's not much to say about it. I mean, it was kind of
I mean, the whole Butcher thing is already done with, so I guess unless there's more, like another match after this on Dynamite between Cassidy and Miro, or
I think this one's done, to be honest with you. So big money match: Hangman Page and Matt Hardy. Me personally, while I root for Hangman Adam Page, and I think he's a future world champion, just like Matthew Thomas will tell you. PWR Fantasy Draft wise, I can't get any points off of this, so it didn't matter to me. Kidding, of course. But Hangman Adam Page looked real good in this, and I thought that even the interference from Private Party at the end of the match was played out great. The Dark Order came out. Hangman Adam Page was about to fall off the ring apron. They all caught him, pushed him back up, buckshot lariat, win over Matt Hardy. Your thoughts?
Well, I'm happy, first off, that Team Longtime got some points.
Got some Matt Hardy
big
love
money
there.
Matt Hardy, yes. But I am a big Adam Page fan, so great match overall. I loved Dark Order coming out to support their boy. I mean, I know we still don't have official acceptance of Page within the Dark
Order.
Some
Page wisers.
Yes, exactly.
Or some Dark Order wisers.
Yes. And it was funny with the beer too. I saw Paige had to turn the can around, like, oh.
Yeah.
Nice spot.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah. But, he's got Matt Hardy's first quarter earnings and the victory.
What if that includes the 30% he took from Private Party?
Ooh. Perhaps.
Huh.
But it was great to see Paige with the win, and just the whole thing with Dark Order continuing, growing. Personally, I don't think Adam Page necessarily needs to join them because he's just strong on his own, and I want to see him grow as a singles, or at least, I mean, when I say grow, I mean just more, more elevation to get closer to being the champion. But I do like the whole relationship feel, camaraderie between him and Dark Order as well. So, I don't know, but anytime you can get some beers and to celebrate at a pay-per-view, that's always a good thing.
There you go. Let's talk the face of the Revolution ladder match. Announced before the match, we had Cody Rhodes, Max Caster, Scorpio Sky, Penta L0M, and Lance Archer, and a mysterious fifth person. The mysterious fifth person was going to be Ethan Page. Tony Khan opened.
Ethan Page?
Did I say that again?
No, I said Karate Man Ethan Page.
Yeah, Karate Man Ethan Page. Yeah, I think that's what it was, Ethan Page. But Tony Khan opened up his forbidden door way too wide again, and somebody just karate kicked his way through into AEW. Your thoughts on Ethan Page? And now, there was speculation when he came out that he was the big signing. Obviously, he was not.
Yes. A nice addition to not just AEW, but the match itself. Just because it being a ladder match, you want someone that's got that, I don't want to say high flying, but just, I don't know, he fit the match well, is all I gotta say with that. But Scorpio Sky getting the brass ring or the gold donut or gold lifesaver or
a lot of people tweeting out that it looked like it was the Sonic the Hedgehog match because it looked like a gold ring from the Sonic the Hedgehog game. I thought it looked like a hemorrhoid donut. I mean, to be honest with you, the one that you sit on so your butthole don't hurt.
Yeah. But Scorpio Sky getting that, I thought that was a great choice. Obviously, great talent, and he's been stepping out of SCU, obviously being more in the spotlight as of late. So, kind of felt it was going to lean toward that way, and him getting a match against Darby Allin this weekend Dynamite. Looking forward to that one.
Yep, Scorpio Sky, a title defense. And to be honest, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but this might be the right time for Scorpio Sky to have that title opportunity this Wednesday on Dynamite. I thought it was a solid match. Again, there was a lot of great spots. There was Lance Archer, looking like a monster. Jake the Snake Roberts got a clothesline in there, but had to take a super kick, and it was fun. He got a bump in there. I want to talk about it now. Street fight. Sting and Darby Allin, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. We, in the COVID era now, have had to see a handful of cinematic matches, right? It is generally considered to be probably one of the best ones of the last couple of years, The Undertaker and AJ Styles. Everybody seems to have loved it. I loved it. I did not hate the John Cena Fiend match, or Bray Wyatt, whatever, I didn't hate that one. Absolutely could not stand the Braun Strowman Fiend one, the one that Alexa Bliss, that match was terrible at Extreme Rules, horror show. This match has to be probably my second favorite. I love everything from the face paint on Sting and Darby, where they were showing each other's face paint. I love the little baby stings, I loved the lighting. I loved the music to it. I loved how good Brian Cage and Ricky Starks looked in this. I love the help from Team Taz. Darby Allin with a lot of great spots one of the first spots he had was he used Cage's momentum and then climbed up a wall. That was amazing. Again, Darby Allin is a bit of a daredevil type anyway. I mean, that's why, he's kind of the charismatic enigma, not being Jeff Hardy, but he's kind of that type.
Yeah.
Where, there was so many cool spots in this one. The Sting chucking the bat and it landing on the third floor going through the window, which ended up being the same window that Darby Allin would jump out of, and he chucked the bat back to Sting again. I thought that was fantastic. So many great spots in this match. Linda, what did you think?
Yeah, definitely one to watch again. Just the start of it, and it being a cinematic match, not really knowing how it would go, how well it would finish, and just the flow overall. But I mean, you said it all: the music, the lighting, the spots, things that stand out. Cage carrying Darby Allin.
Yeah,
yeah. Like, what? Like, that was awesome. Just the whole thing with the bat and the window, and just seeing that connection and chemistry with Sting and Darby Allin. That's just a great pairing in itself. I mean, not just looks wise, but now we have a match to match it.
Yeah,
if
it was
you will.
amazing.
And I was going to say that we talked about the cinematic match for Undertaker, perhaps it being a great way to display his strong points and perhaps hide some of the weak points with his age and maybe some maneuvers he may no longer be able to do. Same as with Sting. We got to see just a reintroduction of Sting, I guess.
Really happy with the way Sting looked.
Yeah,
happy because again, it being cinematic, maybe he was gassed at some points, but we would never know because you can edit, chop it up. Obviously, this one wasn't filmed last night; it was filmed a little while ago, but it just looked good. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Don't give them to me every pay-per-view. Don't give them to me even, once every 6 months, maybe another one next year. Something like this would be cool. But, I love the Hardy Compound one. That one was fun, but this one was better.
Plus, you got points from Sting!
Yeah, and to be honest, if I end up winning the PWR Draft 2021 season, it's going to be because I picked up the man they call Sting right before a double point pay-per-view. It's like the Packers when they picked up Andre Rison in '96.
For the Super Bowl.
Right before the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. That's going to be it right there. Captain Charisma, Christian Cage, is all elite. And again, we talked about it a little bit earlier in the program, but that also was announced. He came out, signed his contract, and you won't outwork him. Let's talk the main event. It's here. Exploding barbed wire death match for the AEW World Championship. Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley. No fancy ring entrance like I like from Kenny Omega. When he mentions that he once had a cheeseburger in North Carolina. Yeah. It's so stupid, but it's funny.
Yes. Well, the girls with the brooms, like it's
he's
cool.
the sweeper.
The cleaner, sweeper, cleaner.
The sweeper. Yeah. I mean, the candlestick maker. It doesn't matter what it is.
Maybe he mixed those candlesticks, in that room where he was constructing the barbed wire.
Yeah, the John Moxley elimination ring or whatever it was called. And it was funny because they said that right before Elimination Chamber. I have to confess, Linda, I believe even after watching this more so than I did before, I don't think I like hardcore matches. I mean, the hardcore matches are one thing. Give me Norman Esmaile hardcore matches where he's wearing a football helmet and, you know, protecting himself in WCW. But ones that are really gnarly like this, like real barbed wire, real, you know, bats, real blood, I don't like it. And I'm not a fan of them. That does not mean, however, that I did not like this match. I've never seen an exploding barbed wire death match, and I don't recall seeing a good one, or at least one on a national scale, in America. So there was a 30-minute time limit that if this match hadn't been concluded by 30 minutes, the entire ring, every one of the detonators were going to go off. Everything would explode. So I said, well, this match has got to go at least 30 because they got to have everything go off, right? Well, it didn't. It was about 26 and a half minutes, roughly. John Moxley took the shots. He was the one that basically was the one bleeding profusely. He had a couple spots in the ring ropes. There was only one ring rope that was not barbed wire. That was the one by the entrance ramp. Kenny Omega had a spot where he hit a rope and maybe his eyes were open. Maybe it was real. Maybe it was fake. Don't know. But yelled out a bottle of water, and the ref in his hazmat suit, by the way. Holy smokes. I mean, seriously, are you going, you know, is this Area 51? What are you wearing? But
I mean, obviously everybody in that building's been tested, not just COVID, but whatever else. But like, there's matches where, I mean, especially in AEW, like there's a lot of blood in some matches where, you know, they get the old razor, you know, but I thought maybe that the outfits, maybe to kind of relay more mentally, like, whoa, this match might get crazy, insane, bloody. Like, I don't know, but it was a little bit funky. It almost looked like a beekeeper.
Yeah. Not like the beekeeper in WandaVision, you know, but.
But interesting. I mean, hey, you know, this could have gotten a lot more bloody, so.
It could have, and I'm glad it didn't. One of the cool spots was the baseball bat when the Good Brothers came down, and he hit him with a bat that had a charge on it, so the bat exploded as well. All in all, Kenny Omega wins the match at, like I said, about 26 and a half minutes. And the Good Brothers handcuffed Moxley behind his back as he's laying face down into the mat. And you got the commentator screaming, there's 3.5 minutes left. All the charges are going to go off. If you don't get that guy out of here, we might have problems. I absolutely loved. I thought this was a super cool spot. Kenny. Wow. Eddie Kingston comes running out trying to save his friend. He has to fight through Omega and the Good Brothers, and Callis gets through. He's trying to figure out how to get the handcuffs off him, get him out of there, realizes that the countdown behind him is so close, lays his body on top of Moxley as all the charges go off. Now, the charges were kind of weak, but still, I thought the story of him laying his body on top of Moxley to protect him was a great story.
Yes. A pleasant surprise. Did not expect that at all.
No, I had no idea that would be it.
Yeah, who would have thought that a heartwarming end to a exploding barbed wire death match would occur last night, but it happened, and I thought it was a great way to cap it off, not just the match, but the pay-per-view as a whole. The match itself, yes, brutal, yes, bloody. You know, last week when you and Matthew were talking about exploding barbed wire death matches as a whole, how they had the creator from Japan talk during Dynamite last week about, you know, it being 25 years ago and never taking place in the States, and how different and huge this would be. Like, what do we expect? And Matthew had mentioned seeing, like, when he was younger, the Pro Wrestling Illustrateds, and just seeing like the photos in the magazine of matches of this sort. And I thought to myself, geez, same for me, because back then, you know, we didn't have internet footage made available where we could look up these type of matches, unless, you know, you saw them locally, which at that point I was very young, I hadn't seen any, but it just was like, wow, it was a random flashback for me. It's brought me back to my childhood, like at the pick and save, looking through the wrestling magazines, because my parents didn't buy them for me, but I would, while they were shopping, I would be at the magazines looking through the WWF magazines, PWI.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was just brought me back. So that was, I digress, but back to the match. So
that's awesome. And for those that don't know, Pick and Save outside the Milwaukee area is owned by Kroger's.
Yeah.
So Kroger, if you know what a Kroger's
grocery store is. Yeah. But we had Kenny Omega retaining. All right, Good Brothers come in to help him out, but then having Eddie Kingston again, that was great to see. And it was again it just kind of blows your mind that a heartwarming moment would be the finish of this type of match. But I truly, truly enjoyed it.
Let's talk PWR Fantasy Draft. Now, with 2 pay-per-views left, WWE Fastlane, WWE WrestleMania. Unofficially, there is no NXT takeover for WrestleMania week. They might do it the week after, but it's not announced, so therefore we don't know about it yet. With 2 pay-per-views left, let's talk points from last night, and let's talk about who's got what score it is. Last night's winner of the pay-per-view, the man they call Meathead, 270 points. All points were double. The current totals, brought to you by the accounting firm of Dewey, Cheatham & Howe, I have regained some of my lead back. I now have 3,190 points. In second place, Drew Baydala, 2,995. Third place, David Hero, 2,625. Team Matt Damien, 2,425. Linda Kay at 2,150.
Hey, I'm in the 2000s.
There you are. Last night's points go as such. I had 270. Then you have Team Matt Damien at 220. Let's see. Drew Baydala at 190. David Hero 140. And Linda, you had 120 for last night.
Well, that's
again, there is a chance. There is a chance. You are chasing Team Matt Damien. You are now what looks to be just under 300 points away from him, but anything can happen.
Yes, last night's pay-per-view was a big one for Team Matt Damien, as there were a ton of AEW. I think, Team Matt Damien has the most AEW stars.
Yep.
On the fantasy.
And he even had one that didn't perform, which is Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
So, well, again, if I end up going pillar to post on this, if I go from beginning to end and I end up winning this, I think the pickup of the man they call Sting may be the one that puts it over the top for me.
Oh yeah, I mean that'll prove just a great acquisition.
Yeah, so I'll expect a parade, I'll expect a trophy, and I expect you to all refer to me as your league champion. So, Linda, tomorrow morning we'll talk about it. But tonight begins the reign of Bobby Lashley.
Yes.
He is the new WWE champion. Your thoughts on Bobby Lashley and what happens next?
Yeah. I do like Lashley as champ. He's got the looks, the charisma. And
you got a friend in Matthew Thomas in Denver, at the Vitamin Shop.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Me and Matthew talked about that. So next time Bobby Lashley comes in, you can call him champ.
What do you say, champ?
Huh?
I said, hey, what do you say, champ? Yeah, yes. There you go.
I do foresee Miz making an appearance tonight and demanding some type of something. But at this point, it doesn't matter. I see that transition, however, happening of a Drew McIntyre Bobby Lashley match at Mania. So perhaps there'll be some movement toward that tonight. But hey, how about that Hurt Business? All that
Hurt Business has a lot of gold.
Yeah, I like it.
Gold around MVP's neck, and then the gold around all the boys' waists.
Yeah.
Do they need a female member to the Hurt Business?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, that's a conversation for another day. Hey,
I'll think about that now that you brought it up, because it didn't cross my mind, but now I'm like, oh.
We've run long, but we had a big pay-per-view to talk about. That's a solid 35 minutes right there, Linda Kay. So for Linda Kay, I'm the man they call Meathead. Hey, thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. So long, everyone.